It'll work. It'll work. Hi. So I was sitting here and I was, rearranging my room. I was doing some things. I have this thing up, which I can't use too much for this video because I really underestimated how tall I am. I'm roughly 6'2", and this is just quite not a. It occurred to me that I'm doing a whole lot of not with this channel. So I wanted to give you guys an update as to where I've been, what I plan on doing, and where I want to go and what I want to do. So without further ado, or ado of a further, let's talk about it. To start things off, to tell you where I've been. I have been working on a YouTube channel called LaMacy Bois. LaMacy Bois. It features me, my best friends Mason, Andy, and Caleb. We have a variety of content over there, such as losing our sanity in Resident Evil, or Battle of the Boys Episode 1, Battle of the Boys Episode 2, and Battle of the Boys Episode 3. Bangers. Or my most favoriteest video that we've made so far. It's probably still Resident Evil, but Monster Prom just came out. Those are really good. Working in a group environment on YouTube is something so ridiculously refreshing that I'm not used to. To put things in perspective, I have been making YouTube videos since I was 11 years old. So I've been doing this a really long time. For the first 10 and a half so years of me making YouTube videos, I was doing it all by myself. And I loved it at first. I loved it for a really long time. For the first 6, 7, 8 years, more like the first 6, 7 years. We're pretty fire. I started off recording on my 3DS. I would just record my screen and what I was playing, and then I would commentate over it. I wouldn't upload it anywhere. I just made the videos for me because I loved doing it. And it wasn't until I got to be 11 years old that I started my first YouTube channel called Landon Plays. That's when really my YouTube interest, career, whatever you want to call it, that's when it peaked. That's when it went to an all-time high. And I began making YouTube videos on that channel for roughly 2.5, 3 years, something like that. Posting update videos, gaming videos, some machinima videos. Basically anything that I wanted to create was going on that channel. Then the day it happened. The day that Landon Plays died. Which was April 27th, 2017. I don't want to go into the specifics of the day, but that's the day it happened, or the day I would like to attribute it to. A lot of stuff was going on in my own head. Not diagnosed, but I have some symptoms of obsessive compulsive disorder. And a part of OCD is experiencing intrusive thoughts. Now, of course, I didn't understand what that was at the time. I didn't even know there were more symptoms of OCD other than just washing your hands a bunch and making sure everything was neat. But I was sorely mistaken. I started experiencing intrusive thoughts around the age of 13. Probably even before that, I just didn't know it at the time. But I started experiencing really, really bad intrusive thoughts, and I didn't really know how to process it or how to handle it. So at one point or another, any desire to be alive was just gone, erased from my head or anything. And life became really hard for a while. Every ounce of passion I had in my soul for anything just evaporated. Nothing was ever the same after that, and I couldn't really view myself the same after that. But time is, much as it is our greatest enemy and one that we can't defeat, it ended up being my ally. Time allowed me to heal and move forward from the things that I was experiencing. However, my depression and my apathetic behavioral patterns didn't really ever go away. Now, I don't want to chalk up my lazy behavior to depression or just not feeling motivated or anything, or being unable to do this, because obviously I'm standing in front of a camera right now and I'm speaking to you into a microphone and this is going on YouTube. It's just I got tired. Really, really tired. Now, I'm not literally saying that I'm physically tired. I'm metaphorically saying that my mind is just exhausted. My whole life has always been about really me just getting knocked down and having the perseverance and the tenacity to get up and keep moving forward and push through those dark times and finding some sort of light at the end of the dark tunnel. However, I got really tired of doing that at some point. Just continuously pushing over and over and over and over again. It just wasn't working for me anymore. Of course, I have spurts and moments throughout my life where I might have a spark inside of my heart that allows me to push through all of these things because I love the thing that I'm creating so much, like stop motion animation. Now, I've never really talked about my whole stop motion adventures on this channel because, frankly, I was embarrassed by them for a very long time. But looking at them now, they were just spurts of my imagination that I just wanted to put in front of a camera and show people. This is a medium of art and content creation that I never really got sick of. I still write scripts to this day. I still have full intentions on making new ones. They're just really hard. They are tedious. They are time consuming. They are soul crushing. They're aggravating. Every project that you work on will eventually find its way to breaking your heart, a wise man once said. And that's fully, completely, and utterly true. No matter what you're working on, eventually it's going to find a way to break you. And so I got tired of that too. So then I resorted to streaming, which is something that I poured a lot of my time into. It's something that I did a lot of. And it's something that wasn't really good for me to do because I wasn't doing it for the right reasons. At least I think now in this moment, I don't think I was doing them for the right reasons. The reason why I decided to pursue more of a streaming route for scribs instead of maintaining a healthy YouTube schedule was because all I had to do was press go live, play video games for a few hours, then hit end stream. It seemed easier. And I gained a little bit of traction, when I stayed consistent with it. It was pretty nice to get to interact with people. And not just from a comment section, but really in the moment, getting to talk to them about the game and how we felt about them and what their experiences were like and how I could relate to them and they could relate to me. And just talking about just general life experiences with other people. It was nice. However, when my streaming schedule plateaued, so did my traction, and thus streaming didn't really feel fun anymore. So now I'm left with a whole lot of nothing in here. Until I found out that I really liked music. I play piano every day. It's something I can't go a day without. I can play the same songs over and over and over again. I won't get sick of it, because I love making those sounds. And when I do come up with a new sound, it is the most euphoric sense of creativity and inspiration and just pure passion from my heart into my hands and onto the keys. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, that feels better than that. But I went to go make music, and funnily enough, that was too hard for me too. I can play the keys, I can play my keyboard, but converting this into strings and drums and guitars and kick drums and 808s and all of these things was inevitably going to be my downfall. So now I am here in my bedroom doing nothing. This apathetic existence is not only tiring, it's depressing, it's lonely, it's sad, and it is a gargantuan waste of time. And time is something that I've been struggling to come to terms with. I turned 20 in roughly 5 months, and not even in like 4 months. Math. Didn't take calculus in high school. Wasted your time. In roughly 4 months, I turned 20, and that is something that I am having a really hard time sort of gripping or coming to terms with, or just remotely being okay with it. My whole life, it seemed like it was so far away and so into the future that I don't even have to think about it remotely, and I can hold on to childhood for forever. but nothing ever lasts forever. Turning 20 makes me feel like that I have to be an adult, that I have to let go of all these things that made me feel so much when I was a kid, that made me feel just happy. However, I don't have to. And I'm already doing adult things. Like, I'm getting my driver's license. I'm moving out of my parents' house in roughly a month or two. I have a full-time job where I'm a manager. I'm doing all these things. And, you know, some parts of my childhood gradually just kind of left. Not wanting responsibility, you know, and growing up, it's a natural part of life. All of us go through it to some degree. However, I do like having a sense of responsibility and a full understanding of what I do matters. That's the root of all of it, right? Is, do I really matter? That's a question that I asked myself when I was 16 years old, and my answer was no. My thought process was, if I died, no one outside of my family would care or remember me or anything. I hadn't made a positive impact on anybody else in this world, and that really hurt me a lot. I had anxiety attacks about it for a long time, and then one thing led to another, and I ended up meeting the best people that I could have possibly met. I don't know why God would choose to bless me with the people that he's given me, but I've been blessed with true, real friends that I will be friends with until the day that I die. And I can say that fully with confidence. And that's something that I value so much. It means everything to me. So, I told you guys where I was, where I am, and now let's venture on to where I want to be. I still want to keep streaming. I want to be consistent with it, but I also want to maintain a connection with the 5 or so loyal people who watch this YouTube channel. I'm just joking. It's more than that. The amount of views that I get for how small of a channel I really am, it's something that I do appreciate. So all you people who have stayed loyal through it all the breaks and gaps in between the YouTube videos, I appreciate it. And I want to maintain that connection with you without sacrificing all of the other platforms in which I've been developing over the last year and a half or so. Hasn't been that long. I've only been streaming for like maybe 6 months, something like that. This is not a promise of a continuous, consistent upload schedule, because that is never going to happen. I procrastinate too much. And when I set deadlines for myself, it just makes things more stressful, and it just makes things not as good as they can be. I've been rambling for roughly about 20 minutes. I'm probably not going to use a lot of this. All of you who have stuck through everything, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for just sticking around, and if you were there from the beginning, watching like all the Arkham videos, watching the Skate 3 video I made a couple years ago, or the Transformers video, or anything that I have done remotely, if you've watched it for even just a second, thank you. Except for you people who started the Scribs movement. I don't like you very much. No, I'm just joking. I love you. But I think that's it for me. Yeah, life's crazy, man. That's all I gotta say. Bye. Life goes on and on and on.